Hi guys, welcome back to today's video. We left with 73 days to finish off 2025, and I know there's just so much confusion and you're feeling scattered and you're feeling overwhelmed in terms of what can you do, what can you focus on, or where should your focus be before the year ends so that when you finish the year you feel motivated, you feel like you've really accomplished something this year. And that's why I think this video is exactly for you. And I'm going to show you how to pick just one goal to finish strong for the year ends. Okay. So to be honest for a second, how many things are you trying to finish before the year ends? I know for me, for the past 2, 3 weeks back, I've had probably like about 10 things that I wanted to finish. I wanted to finish my coaching program. I wanted to create content for all social media platforms. I wanted a strategy for the coming year in terms of my coaching program, in terms of like how I'm going to evolve from one stage to another. There's just so many different things. I wanted to also work with another person in my space so that we can collaborate together, so we can put like a course together. It was quite a lot of so many different things. And on top of that, I was also doing some work with Jacques. He also runs an agency. So it's an AI agency. So there's just quite a lot of things, and I didn't know where to start, or I felt overwhelmed. And on top of that, all these things were not adding up when it comes to the return on investment, except the sprint to the 10K USD. I think that's the only one that was adding to my return on investment, plus also Jacques or the AI agency that I'm working with. And that's in my case. But in your case, you may be also wanting to launch a course, or you want to hit a new income goal, or finally build that consistency. Like, for example, starting going back to gym again, all at the same time. And if you are anything like me, it feels like your brain is just juggling like 10 tabs open at the same time. That's my life almost every day, but I'm doing better. So instead of finishing strong, you end up feeling scattered. You feel like you've been busy, but not actually productive. I've been there too. And today, especially today, I want to show you exactly what I do when I find myself in that space, when I have a lot of ideas, but there isn't a lot of clarity around that. It's a super simple process that I chose to do one thing, to focus on one thing until the end of the year. The one thing that makes you feel accomplished and proud to finish. And it's also something that you can also focus on at the beginning of next year. The cool part is that that one thing becomes the foundation of the next level growth in the new year. So for me, it's the 10K sprint, and I'm going to be building out, like, in terms of like enrolling from beta to an actual small intimate group. Then from there, then I'm going to be building it into like a membership. I'll see how everything goes, but right now my focus is just that. Okay, so let's start here. Why does this even happen? Because when the year is almost over, we tend to start to panic. We look back and think, and we're like, oh no, I didn't even do enough. So we try to, cram everything at once. For example, we start new projects, we reopen the old ones, we say yes to almost everything, and we end up spreading so much of our energy so thin that nothing actually moves forward. But here's the truth: you don't need to do everything, you just need one right thing. That's why I'm going to help you figure that out today. You continue watching this video, you're going to find out exactly what you need. So I put it in steps. Again, I love frameworks, I love steps. So most of my videos is going to be, in that detail, so that it helps you understand and find out how you can move forward, and you'll find out a solution that works for you. So, step one: choose the one thing that makes you feel accomplished by the end of the year. And here's how I do it: I sit down and I list everything that I love to finish or start before the year ends. Then I ask myself three questions. And here's the three questions: Which of these would make me feel genuinely proud if I finished it? Even if I did nothing else this year? That's number one. Question two, which will still matter 3 months from now? And question three, which one will create momentum I can build on in the new year? Because usually where it gets really hectic is that people only wait to get into January and then they set these goals that they're just gonna probably spend only 3 weeks on and then dump them. They feel overwhelmed because it's something new. But if you start building the bricks or the foundation from now before the year ends, new year, you don't need new resolutions. Whatever stands out, that is your focus. Let's say, for example, it's launching your first coaching offer, or maybe it's creating your first lead magnet, or getting consistent with your content or at the gym or anything. Whatever it is, commit to that one thing until the end of the year. And if it's a kicker, that goal should be part of the bigger series, right? Think about it like chapter one of the book. You'll keep writing until next year. So instead of saying, I need to build my entire coaching program or business by December, say, I'm going to finish my first program framework this year. And then I'll take it to the next level in January. Step two, we break it into weeks. So once you know that one thing, now it's time to make it manageable. Usually, what happens with people is that you set a goal and then you're like, okay, how do I break it into something that is manageable, something that you can do on a daily basis? Again, discipline, something that at the end of the day you can measure and track and be proud of. So let's say you have 10 weeks left in this year, but in this year, we only left with 73 days from today. That's 10 chances, or that's, let's say, that's 73 chances of, to make. So ask yourself, what would make you proud to accomplish this week? What's the one small milestone you can hit by next week? And how will you measure if you're on track or not? Because tracking is what keeps you honest. Because if you don't have an accountability partner, tracking is going to be your best friend because it's going to tell you it's data in front of you. It's either you accept it or you completely in full denial. But if you're like me, I definitely work with data and I make decisions based on that. So you don't need a fancy system. You can use a notebook, Notion. I love Notion. I use Notion all the time, or even a sticky note on your desktop or whatever your workstation is. So the key here is to make progress visible. If you can see your progress, you will keep your momentum. You'll keep that engine running. That step. Step three, building accountability. Now, this is the part that most people skip. Certainly, I did for a very long time, and I thought that I'm just gonna make millions, in the first year of opening my business. But that didn't happen, so I had to rethink about everything. And the only time that I created something that I was really proud of and I got the results that I almost wanted was when I had an accountability group. I think I've talked about this in the previous videos. So we all have good intentions, but life really happens. You get busy, motivation fades, and that's why having accountability changes everything. When someone is checking up on you, even once a week, it turns your goal from wish into a commitment. And I love the word commitment because if you make a commitment to yourself and you're like, I am going to do this, that's everything. But at the same time, you need something to reinforce that. If you can't reinforce that, then you definitely need an accountability partner. For me, I love having what I call accountability partner, and I've mentioned this before. Even right now, I do have. But you need someone who's also working on their goals and check in weekly. So even though someone's working on something different than what you're working on, but the key here is that you're working towards something. So that means both of you guys can hold each other accountable. I hope that really helps. Okay, so you share the small wins, you share the setbacks, and we continue focusing on what is next. So that level of showing up and accountability, commitment is everything. Yeah, but that's exactly something that I want you to build this season. A small accountability circle. Yeah, it's powerful because when you know someone expecting you to show up, you do show up. And that's something that I am currently building in this season, a small accountability circle, a space for people who are curious and serious about finishing their year strong. So if that resonates with you, drop a comment and let me know. I'll definitely reach out and share how we can make this happen. Let's wrap this up. So if you're feeling scattered right now, remember this. You don't need more time. You just need more focus. Choose one thing. Break it into weekly wins, track your progress, and find someone who will hold you accountable. Because when you do that, you'll be so amazed how you can achieve or what you can achieve, not in a year, but in just a few weeks or days coming up. Not only you will finish this year not burnt out or even overwhelmed, but you'll be proud, you'll be confident and ready for your next chapter. What's the one thing for the rest of the year that you want to focus on? Comment it below. I would love to hear, and maybe we'll keep in touch as each other's accountability partners. So, if you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, share this video with someone who needs to hear this before the year ends. Until then, see you in tomorrow's video. Cheers.